Faith is a gift from God. The Bible teaches that faith is not something we can generate on our own. Rather, it is something God grants to us. In Matthew 17 verse 20, Jesus responds to his disciples when they ask why they were unable to cast out a demon. He says, "Because of your unbelief, for assuredly, I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." Jesus highlights that even the smallest amount of genuine faith can have profound power. The mustard seed was known to be one of the smallest seeds, symbolizing that great things can be accomplished with even a tiny amount of true faith. Ephesians 2 verses 8 to 9 tells us, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast." This passage clearly tells us that faith is a gift from God, not something we can earn or muster up through our own efforts. In Romans 12 verse 3 it says, "For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith." This verse tells us that God gives each person a measure of faith, meaning that he determines the amount of faith each individual receives. Hebrews 12 verse 2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Jesus is described as both the author and finisher of our faith. This suggests that Jesus initiates and completes the process of faith within us. Galatians 5 verses 22 to 23 tells us, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness." Faith is also listed as a fruit of the Holy Spirit. This implies that once we receive the Holy Spirit, He works within us to cultivate and strengthen our faith. In summary, God is the source. Faith comes from God. It is part of His grace and work in our lives. Jesus, as the author, initiates and completes our faith journey. The Holy Spirit empowers us to grow and remain faithful. In conclusion, God gives us faith, and it is through His grace, the work of Jesus, and the Holy Spirit that our faith is nurtured and strengthened.